If you take a cat, enough caffeine to kill an elephant, and a lost child, throw them all in a blender, eventually you'll get a Filian. Filian is one of the greatest upcomers of 2022, having grown a YouTube channel from 8,000 subscribers in January 2022 to more than 1 million by the end of that same year, alongside a Twitch channel which grew from 20,000 followers to 500,000 followers. These numbers only grew throughout 2023, and now Filian has 2 million subscribers on her YouTube and 700,000 on her Twitch. This is a huge achievement, one of the most spectacular rises in streaming entertainment. Filian's rise begins in April 2021 when she began streaming. In her early days, she labeled herself the Fruit Snack Goblin, a title which she has worked for even to this day. Twitch Tracker reveals a lot of useful information about Filian's early streaming days, which was filled with VR chat, Beat Saber, Minecraft, and Biomutant. Initially, Filian didn't even know what a VTuber was, but once she did figure it out, she went ahead and began to learn about collabing with other people and entering the VTubing space.
I started off as just a random, VTuber, not a VTuber, a random faceless streamer. And I'd been playing VR chat at the time, so I said, okay, well, why not take a picture, a PNG of my VR chat model and put it at the bottom of my screen. So that's what I did. So I put like a little tiny PNG of the mint model, the low-full model right here, and it was a static image. Someone came into my stream and they said, hey, did you know your camera broke? Your little VTube camera broke? And I said, what's a VTuber? So, and then as I, got viewers and stuff and met people and figured out what streaming's landscape looked like, I found out there's this thing called VTubers. And there's a lot of them on Twitch. I'm like, that's sick. So then I was like, why don't I hang out with them someday? So then I started messaging them to hang out. And then, and that's how it went. I don't know.
Her attempts to collab with other streamers are pretty well documented on Twitch Tracker, as she used to play on a Minecraft SMP, VR chat is a social game in its nature, and so on and so forth. Many of the VODs from this era are gone, but there are a lot of clips lingering around, and a lot of Filian's early content is the same as her content today, just a bit less flashy. This marks one of Filian's greatest advantages over others: consistency. Be consistent is a phrase that is heard a lot in the new tuber / new streamer space. The idea is to be as consistent as possible in the forms of content one makes, to make the same kind of content in roughly the same periods of time with the same kind of branding. Filian was able to do all of this until eventually she got hit by a lucky event with a major opportunity in January 2022.
What's up, dog? Have you figured out how to use your mic yet? Why are you hiding?
No, dude, I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
On January 21st, 2022, the streamers Mizkif and Rafflegator held a dating competition to see what kind of girl Mizkif would date. Dating shows are a very common form of entertainment in streaming. Although these are called dating shows, they don't normally result in any actual dating. It's all platonic, and are often used for entertainment purposes only. And Rafflegator is prolific in producing these dating shows, as he has hosted Yanners, Snuffy, Bao, and other streamers. Mizkif's show specifically consisted of 3 rounds: a one-on-one date section, a talent show, and Mizkif stalling to pick an actual winner. In round 1, Filian's date with Mizkif actually went fairly well. Filian did a lot of RP and proved that she was good.
Will you take my hand on this fiery tango we're about to embark upon? A journey where we may not be the same after, where our futures may collide, and astronomical consequences and implications.
I don't even know your name.
Filian quickly proved to be a power player. However, she made one mistake. She spent a lot of time talking with Mizkif's friend, Lakari. After round 1, Mizkif began to eliminate the various talents. With 13 talents, he had to eliminate a solid 5 of them in order to progress the talent show.
Look, you're all fantastic. This is really hard. I hate eliminating people. I can't do it. It's so difficult for me to do.
Mizkif began the process of attempting to narrow down the roster, and after some time, he approached Filian.
Do you even like me?
Yeah, I do. I was trying to talk to you the entire time, but you kept running away.
So why'd you keep running right to Lakari, huh? saw you talking to him for about an hour and a half while I was in the booth. You didn't look at me at all.
I hurt my hip.
As it turns out, while not entirely visible on Rafflegator's stream, Filian had spent a lot of time after her interview talking to Lakari, a fact which Ms. Kiff interpreted as a lack of interest in him, and almost secured her an elimination. But ultimately, Ms. Kiff decided not to eliminate Filian, so she was able to continue. In round 2, each of the remaining participants were expected to demonstrate some kind of talent, and although the competition was tough, this is where Filian was at her strongest.
Perfect.
Oh my god, it's so loud.
You're so good.
Oh, that was actually a sick flip. What the fuck?
Holy shit! What the fuck?
Holy fuck,
Big
dude.
flippers.
Filian survived elimination after elimination and eventually made it to the top 2. And it was time to choose the girl for Ms. Kiff to date.
3, 2, 1.
Vile scourge, the scoundrels will pay. I will fight as long as I stand. Justice by law or by sword. What we do is right. We are the vanguard. Show the strength of Demacia.
Seriously, dude. Seriously, dude.
I'm gonna throw myself in there, dude. I swear.
You motherfucker, dude.
So Filian came in second place, which ended up being a good thing because that allowed her to run off with Lakari instead.
Fuck the rules! Let's just leave! Fuck this shit!
Is that alright?
Welcome to the boyfriend.
Fuck, Rob. I'll see you later.
Let's go. Hey,
Hell yeah.
However, after the dating show ended, it was Filian who really won the show, as it was she who got the most attention afterwards. Although Filian herself did not stream the event, there was an immediate uptick in interest in Filian, and her follower count jumped from 20,000 to 30,000, and her average viewer count immediately jumped from about 400 to 1.5 thousand overnight. From there, she only grew more rapidly, going from 1.5 thousand to 2,000, only growing larger over time. Although Rafflegator and Ms. Kiff may have jump-started Filian's career, I also think it would be unfair to attribute all of Filian's success to the duo. Even before getting onto the dating show, Filian was already growing quite fast by using YouTube Shorts. By January 2022, Filian was averaging about one new short every single day, which quickly boosted her in the minds of short watchers. Even before getting on the dating show, Filian had already grown a channel from 0 to 8,000 subscribers and had gained 20,000 followers on Twitch, all in less than a year. So Filian probably would have grown regardless of the dating show, but just not been as big as she is now. A significant amount of credit should also be given to the editor who makes Filian's videos, because he's actually really good and he makes those videos really entertaining.
Easy money. I got this. Okay.
Ms. Kiff and Rafflegator acted as talent scouts and found Filian to be someone who could grow with just a little bit of attention, and that may be why Ms. Kiff has latched on to Filian in the way that he has today. Filian also benefited greatly from Clippers, who created the flashbang. The flashbang being an event where Filian will flip and then expose her digital pantsuit. The origin of the term flashbang is a bit shrouded in mystery at this point. There used to be a series titled Flashbang 1, Flashbang 2, and so on, all the way up until 15 or so. However, at this point, I can't find it. However, this series did actually get quite a bit of views and is quite possibly responsible for a significant portion of Filian's subgrowth. However, the discussion of the flashbang leads us to why Filian is so popular. Over the past year, Filian has become well known for her physical comedy, often taking elements of slapstick comedy and integrating those into her streaming style.
Every summoner. Oh,
Are you okay?
I know we got off on the wrong foot. Today we're gonna get off on the right foot.
I bet you just did a silly little physical comedy. You just stood on your right foot? Is that what you just did?
Slapstick comedy is a very traditional form of comedy in the West, and its history can be traced as far back as the 1600s. Slapstick comedy is defined by its excessive violence, performed for the sake of comedy and usually done by professionals trained to avoid injury. The importance of slapstick to Western entertainment cannot be understated either, as throughout the 20th century, slapstick was integral to the evolution of modern cinema. Many great comedians were born in the cinema, with some of the most notable being Charlie Chaplin, the Three Stooges, Jim Carrey, and many others, each of which created some amazing movies in their time in the spotlight. In more recent times, slapstick has fallen a bit out of favor with general audiences, as it's now seen as a tacky, cheap way of getting a laugh, and other forms of comedy, specifically stand-up comedy, are now much more popular. However, the impact that slapstick has had on American cinema should not be forgotten. Filian uses VR chat to modernize slapstick for streaming purposes, as it's one of the few programs easily accessible to 3D avatars. Filian is able to perform a number of physical feats, from running into walls, doing flips, dancing, and doing push-ups, all for the sake of entertainment. Her use of a 3D model enables her to surpass the limits that most other VTubers have, because we all use 2D models instead. The physical nature of Filian's comedy has another advantage, in that it makes it very hard to copy, as not everyone can be as active as she is, especially since she does flips and other acrobatic feats so often. Of course, there are a few downsides to Filian's slapstick, namely that slapstick has been fading out of style for the past few decades, as it feels cheap to modern audiences, and it could feel repetitive to audiences, leaving Filian high and dry in a few years once people get tired of watching her run into walls for the millionth time. These problems aren't anything a bit of an adaptability won't fix, but Filipino Boy could face some issues in the distant future. Fortunately, she's countering this downside with several other add-ons which keep things fresh, such as the punishment wheel. Overall, the future for Filian is looking really bright, and it looks like she's trying to take an active role in growing the VTubing scene. She's hosted her own dating shows, which gives attention to other streamers, and she's even trying to make a VTuber award show of her own, which will come out in December of this year. She is trying to give back to the community which helped her grow, by passing forwards the growth that she has had to others. Hopefully that will turn out well. Whenever there is competition, there is drama, and the last couple of times VTubers handed out awards, there have always been complaints. Filian is a once-in-a-lifetime entertainer for whom everything just kind of clicks. There probably won't ever be another Filian. However, she's someone who's immensely valuable as a creator. She seeks to entertain in a traditional slapstick style, and she seeks to help others in the same way that she was helped. And that's how Filian gained 1 million subscribers in less than a year.